we're certainly bringing the minister back. So not to worry, all the questions you have, we're going to put them right at his table. But for now, we're turning our attention to women who are doing great things. Entrepreneurship is big these days, and it's good to see women taking the lead. We're joined on the program by two women who are making strides when it comes to entrepreneurship, particularly in the fashion industry. Right here in our studio is Joan Adu, who is the CEO at Bike Alashoke Designs. And we have joining us from Abuja studio, Perrier Bristol, who is CEO, People, Fashion and Lifestyle, also fashion designer and stylist. Ladies, welcome to the Morning Brief.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you.
Joan, I'll begin with you. First, I can't help but notice the Ashoke jacket that you have on. This is not my first time I've seen it, but this looks very interesting. Looks like something you want to rock for Christmas. So let's talk about first, Christmas, right? What are the tips you have for us, particularly those of us who want to look traditional, right, but still want to rock Christmas?
So I would say that dress to suit the theme of the occasion. So what that means is if it's an outdoor wedding or if it's an outdoor event or if it's a beach party. So let me start from an outdoor event. So you want to wear something that is quite comfortable. It could be a short... It could be a short danshiki. Danshiki is like something really free. You don't want something tight. Or if it's an event, for example, and depending on the kind of people that are going to come for the event, and you want to look really classy, you could wear a bobo if it's a man. You could wear agbada. And, now people have embraced ashoke more than ever before. If you look around, almost in every 10 persons, you would see at least 7 people rocking ashoke. And that is quite commendable. So I would say that you could wear it as a jacket, if you're a male, a jacket, and you could wear it with a normal trouser. Or if you want to do complete set, you could do the jacket, the trouser, or if you're someone who is very stylish, you could do a short knicker and a t-shirt, a short knicker, ashoke, and a t-shirt. So it all depends on your style and the kind of event you're going to attend.
I like that. So let's get into your entrepreneurship journey, and I'll begin with HRM Bristol. I hope it's okay to call you that, because I know that's what you go by online. Walk us through, perhaps you can talk about the fashion for Christmas as well, but how easy has it been doing entrepreneurship, particularly as a lady, trying to break barriers? Your industry, yes, is a very tricky one, but you seem to be doing well. So how's the journey been?
It's not been easy, I must say.
Did you
Actually, wow, where do I start? Actually, it's been a lot of hiccups along the way. I think in any industry, as a young individual, we've been facing a whole lot of challenges. And I think the number one thing is to have the passion for whatever it is you're doing in the first place, because if you don't have passion, you can't get anywhere. And what really preempted me to start was when I remember being at NYSC camp here in Abuja and, trying to be stylish on a budget, so to say, trying to slay on a budget and all of that. And I was just so bored. In a nutshell, there's no other way to put it by what I was seeing in the market. It was either you have to buy something that's, pre-owned, or you have to pretty much break the bank most times. Not all the time, but most times. And so I was thinking to myself, well, I'm actually a graduate of international business. And I said to myself, okay, I think that why don't I specialize in fashion? Why don't I really pursue this? Why don't I bring something fresh to the market that will not make you necessarily break the bank, but will make you feel stylish, will make you feel confident, and will make you feel like $1 million, regardless of whether you have $1 million or not. So it really started during my NYSC year. I just started looking up different manufacturers online, abroad, both locally and abroad, actually. I started with importation mainly. I was importing a lot of trendy fashion pieces, and I was getting a whole lot of traction, particularly here in Abuja. But then I found that along the line, the passion grew more and more, and I decided, you know what, why don't I have a go at designing myself? And so I started slowly designing some of my pieces, and to the glory of God, today I have 2 different lines. I have my lines which are imported, and I have my own intricate lines which are self-created and produced here at home, here in Abuja, Nigeria, actually.
So let's come to you, Joanne, on how easy, I know she sighed when Kayode asked her that question, like, is that your response as well? If we ask you, okay, let me see your response, and maybe walk us through exactly what is this challenge that makes you think through before you respond to the question that young entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs like you face, because that's the idea of this conversation.
Okay, so I would say that it's not entirely easy doing business, regardless of what sector you're in, but particularly because what I do is I make fashion pieces and accessories using ashoke, and it's handmade. Handmade means it's made from the scratch. And cost of production is really high. And now more than ever before, most of them, pretty much all the raw materials that we use. When I say raw materials, it's thread. So ashoke is a fusion of thread. Everything is imported. So what that means is if we were doing it maybe 5,000 naira 3 years ago, now I'm talking 20,000 naira. The price.
Your threads, all your threads are imported?
Oh, yes.
So you import the threads to make our local ashoke?
Absolutely correct.
That's
absolutely
Let me
correct.
Not even go there.
Please go ahead.
So that was why I said, because I don't want to say that it's hard. It's tough, it's challenging. But one thing about me and many other entrepreneurs is the power of being resilient, regardless of what the economy is saying. The smiles on the faces of people when they see the finished product is what keeps us going. And most importantly, too, encouragement from people around when you see your fashion piece. At first, when you start the creative process, it looks messy. It looks like, what are you doing? But when you see the end result, that's what pretty much fuels us, to keep going. But easy, it's not easy. Challenging, yes, it is, but we're resilient.
So, Bristol, I know there's a big plan for everyone who is doing business in Nigeria, and I know you have that big plan. Eventually, you want to be as big as, I don't know who it is or what brand you're looking at. What is the limiting factor, if I ask that question differently? Bristol, that's for you.
Okay, so first of all, everything is imported. I have to emphasize on that as well. Everything, even down to buttons, something as simple as buttons, even something as crazy as a needle or thread. And then, there's no stability in the market, I would say, in terms of fabric prices, particularly within recent times. You could go into a fabric market, for instance, on a Monday morning, right, and get a price per yard, for example, of, on average, let's say that fabric on average goes for about 5K or 10K per yard. You could go to that same market later that same day and be told that the price has almost doubled the same day. Not only that, you have challenges of, I hate to say it, but I just have to mention it, light challenges. Whether you're using an inverter, whether you have a generator, we have machines, we use industrial machines to work, and these machines have to be powered somehow. And when you have constant light challenges, and then even if you say, okay, I want to use my inverter, there's a limit to how far you can use that till it goes off. Even if you say, okay, I have a generator, I'm going to buy fuel, you have to factor in the cost of fuel, the fluctuating cost of fuel. You have to factor all these things into your pricing, into your your manufacturing costs and your pricing. And then, of course, when you factor all these elements into it, it can most times cause you to change your prices more often than you would want to. And of course, to the consumer, that's quite a headache. They're used to paying a particular price for something, and then you tell them, oh, no, sorry, it has to be at so-and-so price because of this, because of that. You cannot simply just expect people to just go ahead and understand you. I mean, they're not in your industry. They may not know the intricate challenges that you're facing. I would say the light challenges are very high, the cost of importation, the fact that every single thing is imported, even down to thread, the fact that you don't have stable pricing in the market. Even when you go to a marketplace where you're supposedly their customer, right? And they know you, right? And typically give you discounts. it's gotten to a point to where they'll say, no, I'm sorry, I cannot give you a discount for this. This is just what it is. And what do? Maybe you already have a pending order. You may have taken a part payment for it. You cannot simply just cancel your order. How many orders would you be canceling? How many customers would you be dissatisfying?
Right.
So at times you find yourself having to eat into your own profit margin deeper than you would like to, just because you want to deliver, right? You want to satisfy that customer. You want to make sure you seal that deal. You want to make sure you don't lose that traffic.
Right.
So I could go on and on, but I think these few elements that I've just highlighted, these are the main factors. And then, of course, I'll highlight this as well. You have factors of funding, trying to secure whether it is business loans at good interest rates that are not too high, whether it is trying to secure loans that are also not too short term. What I mean by short term is, for instance, 3 months or less, for instance, and you're expected to turn over and pay back, things of that nature. And then you also have the challenges of, I won't say competition, but I would just say a whole lot of copyright issues. You create an intricate design that you think is unique to you, and then the next 2 weeks you see someone who has pretty much I don't want to say copied it, but pretty much done a bit of a similar twist here and there.
And maybe mass-produced it, right? So you are
mass-produced, exactly.
I know that
and
challenge.
that person... Exactly.
I don't know the conversation going on, ensuring that IP is protected. Again, I think that's something we take for granted here, because it takes a lot of work to actually come up with those designs, and you realize that someone has produced 1,000 and selling like 20% your own price, right? Come on. But let me come to Joan in the studio. And I think, it just goes back to the point you were making about how, a lot of things don't seem very deliberate. And I have to go back to the point you made about importing thread. I had to just quickly do a quick Google, as I said. I had to Google, because I'm shocked. Thread, right? I expect that we have companies. So maybe this is clearly an opportunity.
What else? Maybe we'll ask again. What else? Is it that you import everything?
Clearly.
So basically, Ashoke is threads, the fusion of threads. So that's what I'm wearing. It's a fusion of threads. So yes, we import the threads.
So maybe that is an opportunity. Yeah, of course. And that's a process we'd like to show our viewers in the coming weeks, maybe just visit you. And I think that's an opportunity. Clearly, it's in your value chain. So maybe there can be some sort of collaboration to start a small company. Because clearly, if you're able to reduce the cost of getting your threads, that would even make life, let's not talk about the eventual price, it will make life easier for you. Right? So this is an opportunity. Anybody listening out there, maybe we can partner. Exactly. And have some company in different areas. But I see you've been innovative. You now make hoodies. You think Ashoke is just the rapper, but now you make hoodies. You make, I saw a bag on your page. So let's do a final conversation with government. Clearly, there's lots of opportunities in your sector. Aside the cultural bit, aside creating jobs, it is huge when you really invest in it. So let's imagine we have a conversation with the minister in charge of your sector, or you did the largest sector of doing business. You have a conversation with the governor, the president. What are 3 things you tell them right away?
So I'll tell them one is to make production easier. If it's possible for us to have a hub where this weaving occur, it will make things pretty much easier. Number 2 is opportunities for business owners to sort of pitch their businesses to the right private sectors. That's true. Number 3, it would be for them to showcase more of our locally made product to the international space, because now more than ever before, people have embraced our locally made product. So if there are those opportunities, I know that past governments used to do it, to take people outside the country for international exhibitions and things like that. There are even people outside the country who want to be identified with their roots and they want, to wear these things. But when they look at the cost of sending things, for example, using the local logistic companies, these costs are really huge. But if these forums are organized for the government to take on, entrepreneurs outside the country for maybe an exhibition or whatever it is called, just those avenues for people to, be able to showcase it to the right target audience. There are some of these opportunities, but then again, when you see the breakdown of costs you're supposed to pay, you're asking yourself, how much?
I'll join via Zoom.
Yes.
I'll join virtually. No need
you get what I mean? By the time you look at cost of ticket, cost of accommodation,
Right.
you're like, how much am I even making in the first?
I'm glad this is a conversation we're able to have. We just need to be more intentional and deliberate. We have gold. We're sitting on crude oil, as they say, but we're not tapping into it well. But thank you for doing what you do in spite of all of the challenges. John Adu is CEO, Agbeke Alashoke Designs. I just pictured Jeffrey in an Ashoke Agbada.
I like that.
You love it, right?
At least this one she's wearing is okay.
Yeah, it looks nice on you.
I have to thank CEO, People Fashion and Lifestyle, fashion designer and stylist, Perrier Bristle. You are also the face of cultural Nigeria. Am I correct? Cultural Nigeria or something?
Yes, that was 2020.
It's good to have you on the show. Ladies, thank you for the good work you're doing,
sir.
and wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
There you have it. Lots of work needs to be done, certainly, but it's great to see people who are thriving in spite of all of that. So government, the ball is in your court right now. We'll take a moment now. When we return, we have another leg of the conversation, all in the spirit of the season. 2 days to Christmas, right? So stay with us.